Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Hope good. Hope everybody had a good week last week. I'm reading in Luke here, and I'm just kind of doing, for my own personal deal, I'm just kind of going back and trying to read the Gospels. You know, a lot of times we try to dig deeper into historical accounts and things like that, and sometimes, for me personally, I don't forget, but I put it on the back burner, things that I learned years ago, and it's good for a refresher for me, you know, to remember about the Immaculate Conception. And I learn something new every time I read anything in the Gospels, you know, so it's always good for that. But I was reading in Luke, and it's chapter 1, verse 37, and it says, "For nothing is impossible with God." Kind of short and sweet, I know, but pretty much the most powerful thing in the Bible. I mean, in my opinion, for nothing is impossible with God. So if you're having some tough times this week, I'd like for you to just think about, you know, and I need to do it too, you know, nothing is impossible. The thing that you may think is absolutely, you know, ridiculous, that this can't happen, you know, there's no way that this is going to come through, whether it be for physical illness or financial troubles or marital problems, you know, you lost your job, you lost some money, you lost your wife, husband. Whatever the case may be, you may think you'll never get through this, or you may think something may never happen, you'll never have enough to pay these bills, you know. As long as we keep praying about things and we have a sincere heart and earnest prayer, and are walking where we need to walk and relying on God and asking Jesus for our guidance. I mean, I'm not saying that this is I'm not saying that we should just ask for anything and it's going to come true, because like we said before, it's not how it works. But nothing is impossible with God. And, you know, in this, he's talking, you know, Gabriel come down and told Mary, hey, you're going to have a son. Well, I mean, she's a virgin. And I know what I would think if somebody come to me and said, hey, I'm a virgin, but I want to have a kid. Yeah, right. Well, that's just what makes this that much more important. I mean, because that is something that happened. That is truly something that happened. I mean, we have it wrote in God's living word right here that really happened. And for that to really happen kind of just proves the point that nothing is impossible with God. We just got to have faith and understanding. I mean, he told Zechariah, you know, Gabriel told Zechariah they were going to have a son, and told him all about it, you know, and the angel come down and told him, and it's just like, okay, yeah, my wife's old, that's not going to happen. Abraham and Sarah, same thing, yeah, that's not going to happen. Well, you know, it does happen, because the impossible is possible with God. So I just like for everybody to remember that, hold on to that when you're going through tough times and trials and even good times. Just know that nothing is impossible. Whatever it is, it's possible with God. As long as He's first, and as long as whatever it is, the situation is centered on God, and you make Him the number one priority. Jesus, ask Jesus for guidance on these things, whatever the situation may be. As long as He's centered on it, anything is possible. But, you know, I'd like to encourage everybody to have the right will, you know, and pray for your will and God's will to intertwine there. But know that if it doesn't answer the way that you want, it doesn't mean that it's impossible. It just means that that's not how it's supposed to go down. God's got a bigger and better plan for you. I hope everybody has a good week. Remember, nothing is impossible with God. Keep your head up. Times are tough, and the Oilfield times are tough all over the world for Christians, for everybody. Let's keep our head up and remember, nothing is impossible with God. I hope everybody has a good week. Be safe, and I'll talk to y'all next week.